Hello guys, this is Chen from Real Estate Fast Track. So today I'm gonna share with you guys some of the basics matrix that when we look at when we purchase a commercial real estate. So again, before I start, I want to thank you for watching my video. Click on to subscribe to my channel and like my video, and just leave a comment if you have any. So the first item we want to talk about is the cap rate. How to calculate the worth of your property. So to calculate the cap rate or to calculate how much your real estate is worth, you calculate by using the NOI, subtract the NOI by cap rate. So NOI means net operating income. The net operating income, it's you use the gross rent and subtract all the expenses, then that's your net operating income. Remember, the net operating income does not subtract the mortgage. Okay, so the net operating income only subtract all the expenses. So let me give you an example. So let's say if a property, the net operating income is 50,000, and if the cap rate is 8%, then the value of the properties would be 625,000. So remember, this cap rate is different in each area. So you to determine the cap rate in the area, you got to find out from the local broker to see what the real estate are selling for, the general cap rate. And as far as the cap rate is different from different perspective. Usually the homeowner, the people that are buying the real estate, they want the cap rate to be as low as possible. For the people that are selling the real estate, they want the cap rate to be high as possible. For example, in this example, so with the 8% cap rate, whoever's buying it, they need to pay $625,000. Obviously, that's good, for the seller, but it's not good for the buyer. So for the buyer would want the cap rate to be 10%. So let's say, using the same example, if the net operating income is $50,000, if you're subtracting the 10% cap rate, then the price is only $500,000. Obviously, in this case, the buyer with a higher cap rate, they can buy the property with much less price. Okay. So now let's go to the next concept. The next concept is called a cash on cash return. So with the cash on cash return, the formula is you subtract the cash flow and subtract the total cash that you put in the property. So let me give you a visual, okay? Okay, so let me give you an example. So let's say if the cash flow is $20,000, and if you put in $200,000, so the cash on cash return would be 10%, right? So this is a way to calculate how much your return you're getting from your cash. So by the way, either the net operating income or the cash flow, we're all talking about annual. We're not talking about monthly. We're talking about annual numbers. Okay. So the cash flow, the difference between cash flow and net operating income is that the net operating income only subtract the expenses, but the cash flow subtract both the expenses and the mortgage payment. So another concept we want to talk about is gross rent multiplier. So the gross rent multiplier, you calculate it by using the price and subtract the rent, as you can see. Okay. So let me give you an example. So let's say if the total price is $625,000, and if the annual rent, total rent is $70,000, then the gross rent multiplier will be 8.9%, right? So in this case, we're subtracting the total rent. So remember, in this case, when you calculate the gross rent multiplier, you do not subtract anything from the total rent. You use the total price and subtract the total rent. So next concept we're going to talk about is the debt coverage ratio. So the debt coverage ratio is the bank they use to calculate your ability to pay the rent. So to calculate the debt coverage ratio, you use the NOI to subtract the debt service. So again, the NOI you calculate it by using the total rent, annual rent subtracted by the total annual expenses. Then you get the NOI, the net operating income. And let's say in this case, let me give you an example. Let's say if the total revenue income, net operating income is $50,000, so that's you calculate that by using the total rent subtracted by the total expenses. Let's say if the monthly mortgage payment is $40,000, then you get a debt coverage ratio of 1.3%. So usually the bank, they want this ratio to be as high as possible. That means you'll have extra money to pay for the mortgage if something goes wrong. Okay, that's it. So that's some of the basic concepts of commercial real estate investment I want to share with you guys. So thank you for watching my video. I welcome you to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon. And if you have any comment, leave a comment. This is Chen from Real Estate Fast Track.